Hi everybody, it's Paige's MMA dad, Rich Finaldi. It is Thursday night, April 23rd. I hope everybody is doing great. More and more, let's talk to you for a few minutes. The more and more I fail, the more and more it's a beautiful thing that I am complete in Christ. If you're saved, we are all complete in Christ, which means you can't add to your salvation and you can't take anything away from it. You can't lose it. You can't earn it. You're locked in the prison of grace. I guess I'll name that prison of grace. I've been getting to the point where more and more, like Peter was rescued in the jail in the book of Acts when an angel of the Lord came in, knocked him, nudged him out of his sleep, and just said, "Peter, come on, let's go." He brought him out of the jail cell. He didn't ask him to walk out. He brought him out of the jail cell, and the shackles were shaken and loosened off of him. Peter didn't even know what happened. And when he spoke to the disciples after that, he said, after the angel left me, that's when I realized that the Lord delivered me from my chains without even realizing it. And that's how it is. We sin subconsciously, unconsciously. We sin in our sleep. I won't take that credit. That was Tullian Tchividjian. He says we even sin in our sleep, which is true. And the way the fruit of God is lived out in our life through grace and grace alone is sometimes passive, sometimes active. You know what I mean? Sometimes passive, and sometimes we are conscious of it. I'll leave off with this. The more I see my sin and the more I see myself apart from Christ, the more I can see the beauty of Christ in me. Let me say that again. The more I am seeing myself apart from Christ, trying to live through the flesh, not trusting God for my completeness in Christ and my eternal salvation that I already have for eternity, the more I can see the beauty of Christ. Grace is counterintuitive. Our DNA is flesh, is humanity. And that's why I used to get offended at people saying, I was even afraid to even say to myself, oh, I'm only human. I'm not perfect. Well, you know what? That's right. We're only human. We're not perfect. And when you're living in a state of grace, you realize it's okay to be human. It's okay to sin. It's okay to sin, not because sin is good. It's okay to sin because we are complete in Christ. That does not foster a license to sin. What it compels in me, and it will compel in you, is to live free, because we can't truly love one another until we know we are free in Christ. Once again, I don't have to get good. I don't have to get better. And the more I see my completeness in Christ, the more I can see, and the blinders are taken off more and more, that, oh man, wretched body, who will deliver me from this wretched body? Oh, Jesus Christ, my Lord. Romans chapter 7. Romans chapter 7 is, to me, the chapter of the Bible that speaks loudest to me, because one thing I always admitted to myself is I know God can see my sin. He knows me better than I know myself. Even when I was denying sin to myself and letting these little thoughts go by and ignoring these little actions and saying, "Oh, that's nothing, because I'm good in the other things to earn my salvation." No. God has allowed me to see my sin more and more because I can see Jesus more and more. Every time I fail, I'm finding it easier and easier to say, I'm complete in you, Lord. I'm complete in you. We don't have to have any self-righteousness, and we can't truly love one another as Christ loved us until we know we're free. We want to do it, but what we're saying is, love me. Love me. We tell people, love me, or look at me. I'm good. You gotta love me. No, Jesus didn't do that. He didn't ask for one iota from anybody in the universe. He didn't ask anything. The only thing he asked the Father is that, forgive them, Father, they know not what they do. He made that petition to the Father because Jesus, God the Son, said to God the Father, it is finished. I'll leave with that. It is finished. This is such a freedom, everybody. I can't tell you. I know maybe I sound like a broken record, but the gospel, the good news, is something we need to preach to ourselves and to one another every day. When we preach it to ourselves, the fruit of the Spirit is lived out through our lives, and God renews our mind no matter how lousy we feel, no matter how much we wrong each other, no matter how much we judge each other. You know, thank God we can't read each other's minds, because none of us would ever be able to coexist with one another. And I believe that was a governor that God put on humanity. So we didn't completely kill ourselves, because obviously he wants to see the plan of salvation lived out and carried through eternity. Not because he needs us, because he wants us to see how much he loves us. Everybody, good night. God bless you, and go in the freedom that it is finished. Every work, every thought, every day, every night, everything is finished in Jesus Christ. And as we grow more and more in him until the day we are with him in eternity, it will be blessings upon blessings and eternal riches in Christ. Take care.